Here we have the daily price chart in DOGECOIN, cryptocurrency ticker DOGE. This price chart is in relation to the US dollar. Okay, so here, this is a cryptocurrency. I'm getting some requests for this. It's not really surprising because the cryptocurrency market as a whole is really crashing pretty hard at this point. Most of this downside activity is being directed at Bitcoin. A lot of this has to do with a Mt. Gox settlement, where $9 billion in Bitcoin needs to be sold, and this is really dragging down most of the cryptocurrency market. But what's important to note here is that some of the altcoins are being affected more than others. As I said, there is a fundamental reason for the current collapse in Bitcoin. Um, so it's not entirely surprising to see that most of the selling pressure might be focused on that direction. But when you look at some of the other altcoins, the negative scenarios aren't as drastic, or they're not as dramatic. And there are actually some reasons here that I should point to on this chart, which are actually favorable for Dogecoin at current levels. So currently we're trading at roughly 11.2 cents. We're seeing overall, more broadly, we are still caught in a fairly strong downtrend. This would be defined by the March 28 high, which came in just below 23 cents. This would be roughly 22.9 cents. And then recent lows posted at, this would be if we round it up here, it would be 9.2 cents. So, this is a fairly strong, decline here. And some people are, there are a lot of people that are long this cryptocurrency. I mean, if you're looking at the market cap, the largest market caps of all of the main cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin is very high on the list. Like, you'd be surprised. I mean, I think it's surprising. It's really one of the largest and most substantial cryptocurrencies. It's ahead of many of the others, that might be considered to be more common. It's got a fairly high ranking in terms of market cap. So it's not as much of a joke coin, as some people seem to think. There are a lot of people that are holding this, cryptocurrency. So currently, what I want to point to is the fact that Bitcoin is really trending lower pretty strongly. And we have seen some selling pressure in Dogecoin as well. But what I really want to point to here is this candlestick pattern that we're seeing. Um, as we can see here, we've got a bit of a decline here. So sort of a large red candle, followed by a smaller green candle, and then followed by a larger green candle. Okay, so this is a fairly good opportunity to have a little bit of a market lesson here, because this is actually a bullish price pattern, and it might be surprising because we are seeing current declines here. These declines are fairly substantial. They're not a small price move lower here. But this would be referred to as an evening star candle. I'm sorry, I messed it up. That's the bearish candlestick pattern. This would be the opposite of that, which is the morning star candle. If this same price pattern was kind of flipped around and higher at a resistance level, this would be called an evening star pattern. But this is the reverse of that. This is the bullish pattern, which is called a morning star pattern. Okay, so where do we get this? Where do we get this from? Essentially, what we have here is a strong, decisive downside price candle, selling pressure, a lot of selling pressure in the market, followed by a doji candlestick pattern here. So what does that mean? It really means like it refers to a candle with a long wick and a small body. So here we can see here. I'll try to blow this up a bit more here. But we can see, kind of the opposite here. We've got a red candle with a large body and small wicks. But then this is followed by a period of indecision. This is a doji candlestick formation here, and it really represents a period of indecision in the market. You're not seeing much difference between the opening price and the closing price. So, roughly you're starting out, you're closing the time frame roughly right where you started. And this is a daily price chart. So this is important because this would mean that your daily close and your daily open are at roughly the same levels. But you did have a significant spike lower that wasn't sustainable. Okay, so that's kind of the key point here. This is a price pattern where prices were kind of rejected from the lows. So again, the lows here came in at just roughly 9.2 cents. But they weren't able to hold that area for very long. We definitely didn't see closing prices anywhere near there. And then we actually closed the period higher. I mean, that's why it's a green candle. And then in addition to that, you do have this spike, these bars down here. This would be trading volume. So what you see here is an upward spike in trading volume that is green. So that does mean that there are more buyers than sellers. And ultimately this is a reversal pattern. I mean, that's why it's kind of referred to as a morning star pattern. It kind of like, its suggestion is like it brings in a new dawn or a new morning or a new trend, really, is what it is. So it is a clear reversal pattern, and it is clearly forming here. So in addition to all of that, you can see the candle wick a bit better when we pull out. Um, in addition to all of that, you have an indicator reading here, which is rolling over out of oversold territory. So this is another bullish signal, and then you have to take this into combination. These two factors here into combination with one another. You've got the indicator reading rolling over. I mean, I should probably do this as a lesson just on its own, because this is a fairly good technical analysis lesson. Even if you're not looking at the specific cryptocurrency itself, because these two events pairing with each other does signal an upside reversal. Because you've got the asset trading in oversold territory, trying to roll out of that territory, and then crossing above its exponential moving average. So here, just to kind of try to illustrate the point here, it's a little bit difficult to see. I could try to blow it up some more, but if you can't see it here, the purple line here is the relative strength index. That's the momentum reading, the momentum indicator. And then the yellow line here is the moving average of the relative strength index. So as you can see here, the relative strength index is crossing above its moving average. That alone is a bullish signal. So that has to be taken in addition to the fact that we are rolling out of oversold territory, which is also a bullish signal. So then when you pair all of those things with this morning star reversal pattern, it does start to suggest upward price movement. The indication here would be higher prices. So, if you're looking to trade this it's a cryptocurrency, sorry. So if you're looking to trade this asset, you would be able to capture some fairly attractive levels. You're getting the cryptocurrency at a bit of a discount, and then you're also buying it here with these reversal patterns, sort of aiding the trade itself. So nothing's guaranteed in the market. Anything can move higher or lower anytime it wants. The market makes its own choices. But it is important to note here that there are several reversal patterns that are happening here. And what we're seeing here is a decline structure, a decline structure in prices that shows declines that are not quite as extreme as what's being seen in Bitcoin. So overall, the environment right now does favor the altcoins. Most of the selling pressure is specifically being directed at Bitcoin. And if we're looking at this trading volume reading here, we can see that this is not exactly the case for all of the other cryptocurrencies that are currently in the market. So there are some interesting developments here in Dogecoin that should be watched. Here's the current market analysis for Dogecoin, cryptocurrency ticker DOGE.